Hey random strangers, it is super early in the morning, but Suisei just appeared on first take, and not only that, but she's saying Stella Stella, so I am prepared to die first thing of the day. Start with a murderous stare. Excellent choice.
Stella, Stella.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, just breathe. I love how contained this part is. Damn. Her voice is coming through so crystal clear with this acoustic version. Just love the arrangement of the instrumentals. Oh, here comes the polymeter pre-chorus. Okay. Oh, nice. There's just as much tension in this version as in the original. So fascinating. She's digging so deep. God, those soaring, long, sustained notes are such a treasure. Okay. Nice broken chords in the piano. Ugh. Great unison. Man, the polymeter works just as well in this version too. Suisei's still being gravity. Those notes will never not hit so hard. The instrumental part. Oh, okay, they cut it short. Oh my god, that's in attack. What the? I'm so focused on Sui's voice. I only just registered that, of course, Inotak is there. Number one Suisei fan. Come on, let's go. Kept the suspended beat drop in there. Excellent. God, she's killing this so bad. Man, that's like catching a voice just at the end there. It's getting really emotional. Oh, oh, there we go. There's the ad lib. Oh, okay, she left out the jump up to the dominant. Is that it? Suisei. Oh my god, that breath that she took right at the end, like that little outtake of breath, like I don't know if it was nerves or the fact that she's like, oh my god, I gave absolutely everything of my soul, put that into the performance, and I'm done. Like, that's her giving herself to this moment. Oh god. A moment of silence for all the Hoshiomis everywhere in the world that just died getting hit by this brilliant comet when this first aired. If you don't know what a Hoshiomi is, it is someone who has sold their soul to this blue haired, freaking amazing artist. And if you've never heard of Suisei up until this point, could I please entreat you to go check out her music and just take the time to discover her story and how freaking hard she had to struggle to get her career to this point. And also check out her streams, go subscribe to her channel, and you will see, I guess, her much more playful, murderous, badass side. And then when you fall in love, which I am absolutely positive you will, go buy her merch and her Blu-ray live concerts. I think it is like what actually, yeah, go buy her merch. It is like one of the best ways you can support Suisei and just make sure that she can keep creating top-notch music like this. Okay, let's break this down a bit. First of all, I loved this acoustic arrangement of what essentially or originally is a super busy song with very heavy percussion and synth and orchestral elements. But what this acoustic version managed to do incredibly was to maintain and I actually think supersede the tension and the emotional punch of the original. So every time, for example, the chorus leads and builds into the pre-chorus or the pre-chorus into the chorus, you're pretty much on the edge of your seat. And I think that reflects so well on Sweet's vocals because it means that despite taking away all of the hype elements of the original song. So the mad, crazy drumming and the sonorous, thick blanket of sound that drives the original. Suisei was still able to carry the weight of that musical progression all on her own. Yes, with the help of some amazing sounding strings and the piano, and of course, Inotaka on guitar. But a lot of the time, acoustic versions are just more chill, laid back versions of the original. This first take of Stella Stella was not chill at all. Like, the nature of first take is such that you can hear every inflection and tonal choice in Sui's voice, including when she flips from her head to a chest voice and back again, all of her breath intakes, whenever she lightens her tone, and also critically, whenever she deliberately chooses to inject tension into a certain phrase of the melody in order to just up the ante. And so I guess that's probably the most fascinating thing to me about this acoustic version. It's that Suisei is that good of a singer and Stella Stella is that good of a song, such that even when you strip it way down, this had just as much musical progression and hype as the original, and I would argue actually more. Okay, we have to watch this again. Just pause, I guess, at all my favorite parts, or a lot of favorite parts. This part when she just takes the time to stare into your soul. I don't know, what is she thinking? It's like, your soul is going to belong to me by the end of this 5 minutes. It's so confident. I love that. Even though she must have been like super nervous at the same time. Like that breath, like it's readying herself. Damn, that's so good.
だって僕は星だから Stella Stella
This infamous a cappella part. I still remember the first time that I heard the first 2 seconds of the song that hit me, and I was like, shit, well, I'm gone. Okay, also that part where she flips from the head voice
僕は星だ
to the chest voice. You will never not amaze.
Stella Stella
Yeah, so the thing with Suisei, again, if you haven't listened to any of her other stuff, please go do that. She's just so incredibly precise with how she lands on different notes and the way that she slides up and slides down from different tones.
きっと君は
Inotaku's probably having the time of his life.
僕の心の奥で書いたそれがこれから話
This
す
first
君
verse,
な
just how contained and
言えない言葉が
like
あった
calm it is on the surface.
ずっとさふっと香り立つ朝の匂いがどうしようもなく憎らしくて
Also, I have since discovered like that Suisei just hates morning. So
部屋の隅で膝を抱えて
yeah, nothing deep there.
太陽なんていらないから開けないでいて
I love that just before the pre-chorus with the polymeter, we'll talk about that too. Well, there is like another video where I rant about the polymeter that they use in the pre-chorus part for the whole hour. But I love how she kind of finishes off this phrase just like trailing off with a really light breath.
開けないでいて
So
その
good.
手を伸ばして
Really sets up that da 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 da, like that soaring first lead into this pre-chorus so well. Like, gosh, she's just so good at manipulating her breath, such that the tension, again, we talked about before, is just there whenever you need it to build.
誰かに届きゃに
Yeah, I was so curious how they would convey the 6/4 on 4/4 polymeter. So polymeter is like when, again, if you haven't watched the previous video, it's just when there's two time signatures going on, the instrumentals are actually playing in 6/4 time, whereas Suisei is still singing in a very syncopated but common 4/4 time. And so that's why you get that mismatch in accents and strong beats, such that it feels like quite unstable at this point. But Suisei is just holding it together like a pro.
僕だって君と同じ
The same notes. She is a master of those.
そうさ僕は夜をだよ Stella Stella
When the chorus starts, she lands so hard on that first strong beat. After, of course, the slight chaos of the polymeter. Again, I remember again just the relief, the musical release that you get when Suisei leads the instrumentals to land on that very first beat of the first chorus. After this, just hanging there, and then she lands. So good. Da, 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 that slide again, just jumping up to those notes where she uses she slides into her head voice very quickly and then goes back again is brilliant. Yep, it's so smooth. I mean, to this day, I cannot believe that I went for so long without knowing about Suisei's voice. Do you know what? I love that the most tension-filled part of the chorus is when she's singing about, so those lyrics that talk about how she's not the Cinderella that's being saved, but actually the prince who's saving her. That's so hard. Yeah, Suisei is just badass. Like, she is full-on independent superstar and she doesn't need anyone or anyone's approval. She's just doing her own thing. And I love it. Yeah, the timing of those lyrics to coincide with the most hard-hitting part of the melody is superb. Love how she just hangs in the air for those notes. Okay. I have to really compliment the piano playing in this part. Even though it's just broken chords. When the guitar comes in, when Inshak comes in with like the slightly muted, I guess, plucking of the guitar, it really just adds such a emotional twist to the second verse. Da, 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 like that piano, very light tappy piano run down the scale. And then again, one down, one up. Oh yes, that part with the unison when like the piano, the guitar, I think, and the strings, they're all playing the same note, along with Suisei. But also notice Suisei gets that last note of that run up, da, 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 and then everyone else cuts out and then Sui sings that da. I know that's like how they did it in the original too, but in this version it just comes out so much clearer that Suisei is the center, is the, I guess, the vocal body around which everything else rotates around and orbits around. Yeah, she really is the thing holding this song together. So this part. And then it's just her on her own. It tickles me so much. It's like just little choices like that make such a big difference. The dissonance in the strings and the piano there, again, because it's so much harder to hear just the strings in the original because they're just covered over by percussion and synths and whatnot. It's actually kind of nice to hear that in the string part, there's the dissonance. So dissonance is just when there are notes playing together that aren't necessarily part of a normal chord, let's say. It just sounds kind of clashy, and from that clashiness you get the tension that builds into this next pre-chorus. That dissonance right there. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's leading into the chorus here. Again, the part where she's like, I'm not someone to be saved, I'm actually the hero of this story, of my story. To match with that part of the chorus. It's amazing. I love how she lightened her voice there too. It's almost like she's reminiscing and just reflecting on how far she's come. She can't believe she's here, actually, some days. This quiet build up is so important. Oh yeah, I did make a note of the suspended beat drop. So suspended beat drop, again, just like when you don't, I think it was the instrumentals. Yes, the instrumentals don't come in on the first beat of a 4-beat bar. They actually came in on the second beat, which creates like a misstep as such musically, and it feels like you're stumbling. But then Sui comes in and saves the day, like the hero she is. Let's go back a little bit. So in the original, this is the part where they have the hand claps to build the tension, but it works just as well here with just the piano and Sui. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There's that suspended beat drop, which I loved in the original and I love here. She just owns every note that lasts more than like a couple of beats. Just absolutely whips it. That violin sounds so good. Hey. That breath. She did so freaking well. Okay, last couple of thoughts. I just loved picking up on all of the little differences that they, obviously it's an acoustic version, so it's completely different, but even in the melodic lines, the choice to not end on the da da and just end on the tonic was interesting too. Yeah, I mean, just the choice to end on the tonic, so like the first note of the key that this song is in, and then with that little breath to finish off, just gives it a lot more, a feeling of resolution, much more than in the original, where she actually slides back up to the dominant or the 5th note of the scale. So little tiny choices like that you can pick up on. Also, combined with the acoustic arrangement, combined with the fact that her voice comes through so much clearer. God, that everyone is just a masterclass in how to kill a first take performance. That's it from me. I don't have anything else to say other than if you haven't subscribed to her channel and you're not yet a fully fledged Hoshiyomi, what is wrong with you? But yeah, go check her out. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.